to Simrite Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this class, I'll be teaching you how to make this high load flared gown. So our concentration is going to be from the waistline to the floor line. I'll be showing you the easiest way to go about sewing this high load flared gown using two Ankara combination. So right here, I'll be working with waist 36. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. So you have to first identify the waist you are working with. My waist is 36, that is what I'm working with. And the length I'm working with for the down part of this dress. To achieve that, you need to get your full length from the shoulder to the either to your knee. Okay, so it depends on where you want this gown to be. So let me say my half length is 17, and the full length I have here, my full length is 41. So I'll just quickly do 41 minus 17. So if I have to do this, I have 4 here and I have 2 here. So my full length now I'll be working with will be 24 inches. So for the, I just want to make the waist, this is the waist and this is how the top looks like. Okay, so it's going to be high load this way while the length of the dress continues, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So this is the first layer and this is the second layer and this is the waistline. So both the first and second layer will be attached on this waistline. Okay, so right now I'm going to get the circumference of what I have here. For the second one is going to run from the waist to the floor to the length of your gown. So I'm going to cut number 2 right now, number 2 flay. I'm going to cut it right away. So to cut this number 2 flay, I'll just go ahead and use I'm cutting 360 for number 2. But because Ankara comes in 45 length, it will not be able to give you your full length of this 24. Okay, it might not be because Ankara comes in 45. So by the time you fold it and fold it again, you'll not be able to get the full length. So I always advise when sewing flares like this with Ankara, go 180. Okay, so that means my waist is 36. I'll divide it by 2, and once I divide my waist by 32, I'll have 18. So I'm going to cut two half flares to make full circle. So I'm using 18, which is half of the length right now. So I'm going to do 18 divided by 3.14. So that is what I'm going to use to cut my flare right now. So 18 divided by 3.14 here, I'll be having 6 points. So I'll just use 6 inches. I believe you understand it. So I'm using 6 inches to cut half of the first for the front, and I'll use 6 inches to cut half of it. So right now I will just demonstrate it using what I have right here. Okay, so if you are doing this, I will advise for the first flay you will use 1.5 yards of Ankara for it. So I'm doing this on a small scale because I don't really have a full Ankara print to do this. So what I mean is, this is the length, the measurement part of the Ankara, and this is the lengthwise part of the Ankara. So all you need to do is this part that is at the 1.5, or you can use 2 yards. It depends on your size and your measurement. So I will just go ahead and do something like this. I believe you understand how to cut your 180 degrees. So I'll just go ahead at this folded part of it. I'm going to measure my radius of 6 inches. So note that I don't have enough, like I said. So since I don't have enough of this fabric, I'll just use 2 inches to represent my 6 inches. So what you do is, once you cut out 2 yards of Ankara or 1.5 yards of Ankara, just fold it by 2 like I just did. So I've gotten my 6 inches for half of my circle right now. So the next I will do is to take this full length of 24. Note that we are doing the 2 flay, that's number 2nd flay that is inside. So I'll just place here. I'll be using what I have here to represent I'll be using 6 inches to represent my 24 inches length, since I'm working on a small scale. Okay, so just follow this video instruction. You'll be able to get this very appropriately. So I'll just go ahead and cut the first half fillet for the inner part of the fillet, which is half a circle. So I'll just go ahead and do this, which is half a circle. So if I do this, this is what I will have. Okay, so to save yourself, this is half of the circle. So to save yourself more stress, you can get the other yard of Ankara, pin it on top of it, right side to right side. That is to save both your fabric and to save yourself a whole lot of stress. So you can just place it on this way. If you have cut the first half fillet, just go ahead and do what? And do this. Okay. So while I'm going through this 180 for the down part, is nothing but because Ankara length is not too long. Okay, so if you don't have it done 180, you might not have your full length. So you can see it forms a circle for us. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to join this center part. Okay, I'll join it to have it either on the side. If I want, I can join here, because it's going to have a zipper. You can go ahead and open here. If you want, you can also join here and call it the center front, and now leave this part as your zipper. So for this class, I'll just join the center front neatly, okay, and leave that part to serve as my zipper. So another thing I want to say is, note that we are adding a zipper. So by right, we are supposed to add plus 2 inches. Okay, so if you add plus 2 inches to 18, you'll be having 20 divided by this. Take note of that. This is for your zipper allowance before you cut. So that means your radius will be increasing a little bit by 6.25 or thereabout. So I'll just go ahead and sew or stitch here. So we'll have our full fillet, leaving the zipper allowance. So now I've joined the center front of the fillet. So this is going to be this fillet that will run from the waist to the floor level. Okay, so this one we have here is high load. So to cut that high load part, I'm going to also cut that one. I'm going to cut it because now the length will be a little bit shorter. So all I'm going to do is for this one, I'm going to just take away from here to here at the length. I will take away 6 inches from 24. So if I take away 6 inches from 24 here, I'll have about 18. Okay, so I will cut full length of 18 right now. So if I have 18 at the second, the length for the second, for the upper fillet, so this is what it means now. It means my Ankara can give me that 18. Okay, so that is why my Ankara runs at 45. The length, let's say this is the length of Ankara from here to here, is that 45 length. Then you can get from here to here 2 yards. So if I'm folding this now, this is 2 yards. If I fold it this way, it will give me 1 yard on this side. Then if I fold that 45, okay, that should be 45 divided by 2. Then I'll be having here 45 divided by 2. So I have more than 18 inches length, which I want. So that is why I'm going to cut this part. Okay, I'll be cutting this part as complete circle. So now the radius I'll still use is the same 6 inches. So I'll maintain my 6 inches radius on this point, which is 2 inches, which I'm using as 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and do 2 inches this way. Can you see? So now the length now will be shortened. Remember, the length is now 18, no longer 24. So the last time I used 6 inches, so I will use 4 inches now. So I'll just go ahead and mark 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. Okay, so for the full circle, I'm going to make a full circle, a full circle at 18 inches, which is representing my 4 inches now. Okay, so I'm going to cut out mine. Make sure you also add your zipper allowance in your calculation, please. So this is what we have right now. So this is a full circle, and I'm going to use open here to serve as my zipper allowance. But before I open it, note it's going to be at the center back, so I'll just hold it this way, so I position it at the center back. So this is the center back. So this flare right now, if this part is the center back, this circle flare I've done now, I'm going to do what? High-low it. And the high-low is going to come from the side. This is the side, this is the side, since we have the center back and center front. Okay, so you just have to position your flare this way, so you'll be able to have that center back where I marked. Then note that we have the length at 4 inches here. So I'll just come in here, which is 18 inches. That 4 inches is our 18 inches. So I will high-low it, taking away 6 inches. Okay, I'll minus 6 inches from my high-low. So if I minus 6 inches from this, I will have 12 inches for the high-low on one side. So this 12 inches on the high-low on one side, because I'm working on a small scale, I'll just measure it at 2 inches. So just go ahead and fold your flare right here. Okay, so let me do 2.5. So it's not too much. So once I have done that, I'll just do this. Can you see? To the center front. I'll connect it to the center front line. So just mark the center front line. The high-low has to be high-lowed from the center front to that 2 inches on the side. So once I've done that, I'll go ahead and do this. I believe this class is self-explanatory. Can you see? So I've made this part shorter now. So I'll now go back to the center back area and do what? And cut the zipper. So if you look at this flare now, you can see it's smaller on one side. So by the time I bring this the mem fabric, when I'm going to stitch to the, before I stitch to the upper bodies, I'll just go ahead and do this. Take this, okay? So I'm going to sew this to this, this to this. Can you see? I'll sew this to this, this to this right away. So I'll just sew it now and come back to show you what it looks like. So already you have seen what it looks like even without my sewing it. So you can see that this part is now more shorter and this part is a little bit higher. So if you follow this video instruction and do this on the dress itself, you are going to get exactly what you have on the thumbnail. So I'll just stop this class at this point. Just follow the video instructions and do exactly what I did on your main fabric. So you'll be able to get this beautiful high load flare. So you can see it right there. One part is way bit shorter than the other. Okay, so that's how to go about this. So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial once again. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you once again. See you in the next class.